The David Sullivan era at West Ham is finally officially over. He is no longer going to be the largest shareholder at the club after already stepping down as the chairman and director. Daniel Kretinsky is stepping up and buying the Gold family shares, and he will be officially the largest shareholder at the club. I'm going to read the statement out. Wow. Guys, I'm emotional, I'm emotional. It's a great day. It's a great day. And the statement, I will read it out. It's good. It's positive. It's hopeful. Listen, as a West Ham fan, I always take things with a grain of salt. I'm always a little bit, not willing to fully throw myself into full-on optimism. I'm not going to throw myself into full-on optimism, but I'm going to allow myself to be happy because, listen, whatever we think what Kretinsky could turn out to be, he might not be the savior that's going to take us to our dreams and the promised land, but it'll be better than Sullivan. It'll be better than Sullivan. So, I've been slacking off the World Cup watch-alongs. I will. I thought everyone would just want to see me do England ones, but I'll give them a go. Let me read this statement. Let me read this statement that they put out. As shareholders and directors of West Ham, this is from Vanessa Golden Kretinsky. Our focus is now firmly on protecting the future of the football club. Our goal is to stabilise West Ham United and retain as many of our key players as possible, and under the management of Nuno Espirito Santo, secure an immediate return to the Premier League. We are also committed to engaging with our fans and all business partners to build a strong future for the club. We have already taken concrete steps towards this goal. As such, we have reached an agreement on the key terms of a share purchase transaction between the Gold family and 1890 Holdings. I believe that's the organization that Kretinsky set up, the holding company, which, subject to other shareholders' preemption rights and necessary approvals, would make 1819 Holdings, part of the broader EP group, the largest shareholder in West Ham with an approximate 43% stake. As largest shareholder, Group EP will provide the additional financial financing the club needs, which means it sounds to me like he's going to stick his hand in his pocket and fund the transfer window himself. He's going to, ease on that burden. That £150 million that we've got to raise. That £90 million that's got to be paid by the 30th of December. It sounds like there's going to be a fair chunk of that paid out of Kretinsky's pocket. And we'd always heard this, that Kretinsky was only so willing to put his hand in his pocket and fund the club if Sullivan would, as Sullivan was the largest shareholder, which is completely understandable. Completely understandable. So now we are in a stronger position where there's not this desperation to raise 150. We don't have to sit there and go, we're going to have to sell, Fernandez. We have to sell Somerville. We have to sell Bowen. We have to sell everyone. Of course, some of these players are going to go in the championship. Some will just go, right? We're not going to keep everyone. But the desperation isn't there. There's more of a chance of keeping Bowen. He said, we expect to finalize the transaction in the next couple of weeks. Once the agreement is complete, Group EP and Gold family have also agreed to vote jointly on key matters to support the strategy targeting an immediate return to the Premier League. So it seems to me like the Gold family are going to retain some shares. They're going to retain, because I think the Gold family had like 25%. This is off the top of my head, so apologies, but like 25, and I think Kretinsky had like 27. So if it's 43, he's bought like 16% of their shares. This is what it sounds like. Alongside Daniel Kretinsky and Vanessa Gold, the other shareholders, namely Trip Smith, Daniel Harris, and Terry Brown, I can't believe he's still there, are fully aligned on this strategy and stabilizing the club. Huge. And I saw that somewhere they did, I think someone said they mentioned something about Sullivan and the allegations, and they've distanced themselves, I saw. So guys, honestly, I'm so happy because look, Sullivan stepped down, and I was happy. Like I said, I was still deeply concerned by all the allegations and stuff that was going on. But in terms of right, that's no good, is it? I thought Nicky had another one. In terms of like Sullivan being out, he still was the largest shareholder, so that gave me massive worries. That I couldn't fully be happy because he was the largest shareholder. Now he's no longer the largest shareholder, which is huge. He's still got share. Listen, until Sullivan is fully gone, it's always going to be Sullivan out. It's always going to be Sullivan out until he is gone completely. Yeah, and I completely agree. It's promising, but actions do speak louder than words. If he also, yes, he can. Yeah, I think if he invests and Sullivan does not invest, then Sullivan's shares get diluted. So Sullivan's percentage stake shrinks because I think Sullivan's got like 38% shares. So that can only be a good thing. There's just going to be a point. Like again, Sullivan is an egomaniac. Sullivan's all about power. Sullivan's all about control. And if Sullivan has no longer the power or the say, I can't see him keeping his shares if he has no influence. And what they've said there, Kretinsky, Vanessa Gold, Trip Smith, Terry Brown, whatever. Guess what name of the board they didn't mention? David Sullivan. He has the shares. He's not on the board. He no longer has any influence over this football club. That is huge. That is absolutely huge. I'm just getting up some of the other updates. So it's a happy day to be a West Ham fan. It's exciting. Like relegation, it's gone. It's a distant past. You know what I mean? People are asking about the video on the ITKs thing. I think me and Nick will probably talk about it, but I'll say this, right? With the ITK stuff, whatever happens going forward, like all that bollocks is done. It's done. It's done. Sullivan's gone. I think this could be the end of Salthouse, the Silkmans, all these leeches, right? That have, been pushing out Sullivan's narrative. It's done. I don't want to see us go anywhere near Will Salthouse and his players ever again. Get that scumbag as far away from this club and all Sullivan's other cronies. Get them all done. Now we've got a serious businessman. We've got a proper businessman in charge. Yeah, someone that's in charge of serious businesses, not porn sites or anything like that. He's in charge of serious businesses. So this is the thing when it comes to Kretinsky. He's going to bring in proper people. All right. Hello. And all right, I'll see you in a sec. I'll wrap this up and I'll come see you. Just kids come to visit. Yeah, he's going to install a structure. He's not going to be sitting there having these little mates that are agents and little backhanders and I'll take one of your players and give you a little cut and stuff like that. Like, he's going to do things properly and have proper people in. And people are saying bringing Saudis, Amanda, Steve Lee. No, they're not my kids. Family. He's going to bring in proper people. And who knows, maybe it could lead to investment and Saudis and Steve. I think if you're a Saudi or you're like a Steve Lee coming in with Saudis, I think they wouldn't just buy it. They'd want to be majority shareholder. And it's the reason why we didn't have people coming in and buying shares before, because most people didn't want to come and buy it and do this money in Sullivan, not sell his and become a minority shareholder. Am I getting my season ticket back? Now, this is the other thing. If Kretinsky follows through with what's being reported about improving the stadium, then I may be looking to come back, because that was the thing. Did I promise? You know what? I might have to have a cup of tea. If he comes in, I'll hate tea. Yeah. So Kretinsky, if he does improve the stadium, because the thing is, it weren't just the one thing is that I didn't go back this season, because I've been offered tickets, right? One thing is I do this. This is kind of my job in a way. So the watch-alongs and that. But I've had tickets to go, right? And I go, no, I'm not going back till Sullivan's gone. But I didn't give up my season ticket just because of Sullivan. I gave it up as well because I hate the stadium. I hate the stadium with a passion. What happens if we don't raise 150 mil by June 30th? So no, I believe we have to raise 90 million by June 30th, not 150. 150 is the debt that we've got to clear. But in terms of PSR and FFP, we have to, I think, pay off like 90 million. So if we pay off like 90 million, then we're okay on that part. But we still have to raise the remainder, So don't worry about it. If we don't, I think there could be fine point deduction. So it's really important. And it sounds like he is going to invest. So there's hope now. Like, relegation is a distant matter. Like, I don't give a shit that we got relegated now. I don't care. Like, people can banner, enjoy Lincoln away, enjoy this. I fucking enjoy Sullivan away in Belmarsh, hopefully. No, like, listen, it does not mean a thing to me that we got relegated. I was gutted, but mate, this is what we've wanted. This is what we've been dreaming of. This is what we've been fighting for so long. I think we're a sleeping giant with the fan base we've got. We just need someone proper. Like, imagine the structure and everything that Palace have had, Brighton have had, Bournemouth, Brentford, like all these clubs that are run properly, that are much smaller clubs than West Ham. Imagine if they had the fan base that we had and the support that we had. We've got potential. We've got potential. And now, we get to move forward and rebuild now, because if we come back up, mate, relegation could be a positive. You know what I mean? Like, because there's dead wood, there's useless players that we just get rid of, that have just been hanging around, that we have maybe more chance of getting rid of. So now we can come back stronger with a proper structure and a serious football. We don't have to be embarrassed anymore of the ownership at this club. And I said this before, right? While the reason that Sullivan stepped down, in my opinion, was nothing to do with the protest, and I was part of the protest, big part of the protest. It was because of the allegations. The protest was so important. They were so important because it shows that we are a serious fan base that are not to be taken lightly. And I think that Kretinsky has seen that, and he knows that he can win over this fan base. First thing, change the badge. Get this back. Get this back. Get this back on there. West Ham London in the bin. Get it in the bin. Get the badge back. But yeah, the protests and all the work Hammers United did and the FAB, like, they've done fantastic work. And it's the end of an era. It's the end of Sullivan and his cronies, his mouthpieces. It's the end of all of it. And it's happy Hammers. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, championship, here we go. I'm ready. Wrexham, Preston, Lincoln, Millwall, we're coming, and we're a proper club again. We're a proper club. We're a serious club. So Sullivan's not proper. Sullivan still has shares in the club, but he has no control or influence. GSB is, it is over. It is over. Brady's gone. Obviously, David Gold passed away. I'm not gloating about that at all. But his family have had their shares diminished even more. Sullivan is out of here. He's just got some shares, but he's not even on the board. That's what I love. They mentioned flipping Terry Brown and didn't mention Sullivan. They're distancing themselves from David Sullivan, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a real beautiful thing. So I'm just trying to find if they was that, because I was sort of scrolling, I was scanning, and I saw one thing. It's if they mentioned, I want to see if they mentioned Sullivan, because I'm sure they mentioned Sullivan and the allegations. Yeah, it is a good day. But yeah, so this is what Times are saying, that he's planning to personally provide additional financing to West Ham. And yeah, this is the first time, 16 years, Sullivan is not in charge. This is what we've been waiting on for so long, Hammers. This is what we've been dreaming of. And you know what? Like, the season ended, and I was so miserable, not just because of relegation, but it was just like, once Sullivan's in charge, we're fucked. Like, that's what it just was like, Sullivan. I couldn't be excited. I couldn't have any hopes or dreams for the future, because it's like, it's going to be the same old crap. And do you know what I love? Is there was probably a point where Sullivan thought, going into next season, I'm going to still be here. I'm still going to be here. And he's probably thinking ahead, and he's thinking, Salthouse, Siltman, like, let's get some fucking bungs in, boys. Let's get you some agents' fees. Let's get you sorted. And guess what? He's fucking miserable. He has got to be miserable. He is just unceremoniously been dishonorably discharged from West Ham United. So for us, clear out the players that have got to go, get as much money as we can. Talks about potentially getting that 80 million for Fernandes, which would be huge. I tell you what is funny as well, Karen Brady trying to say she didn't know anything about Sullivan and all of this stuff, and she knew about him being banned from the women's team, but she's not a hypocrite of her women's rights advocacy over Sullivan, because there's an assumed innocence. You knew that guy for 40 years. You're a hypocrite. You don't care about women at all. But yeah, so now we're going to have some proper stuff happening. It's exciting times over the next few weeks. Look, the World Cup is on. We're fully locked in on West Ham, guys. We're focused on West Ham United. And that 2 weeks, it's exciting. Every day I'm just scrolling. I want updates. I just get it official. It said the next 2 weeks it's going to happen. I want it done, and then I want to start seeing what we're going to do. 2 weeks have done that. I think that's going to be just before that deadline, right? So he's going to get it completed before the £90 million PSR deadline or FFP. Get that done, invest the money, and our negotiation power is stronger. We're less desperate to sell now. Daniel to now buy Sullivan shares on the sheet. Listen, I'll take them. I'll take those shares, mate. I'll take them and give them a slap. That's what I'd love to do. So, yeah, crazy times at West Ham. And yeah, Sullivan's done. Like I said, I see there was this other Sullivan mouthpiece that popped up, hammers.news, trying to say that Sullivan gets loads of emails. Oh, Sullivan told us that he gets loads of emails saying that he shouldn't have stepped down. Bollocks, mate. Bollocks. Absolute bollocks. And again, it's the last of these Sullivan propagandists clinging on for dear life. He's emailing, oh, could you please put this out and just tell people that people want me to stay? And they go, yes, boss. And they put it out, and you got to be a fucking idiot to listen to any of that. Hundreds of emails saying you shouldn't have stepped down. Mate, he may be getting 100 emails, Sullivan, whatever, but there are thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of people that hate you and want you to fuck off and never darken our doorstep ever again. Ever again. So, listen, anyone pushing Sullivan propaganda, just ignore them. Don't follow them. And we move on. Do I think Tatty will stay? I do. And I think this gives us a much better chance. I think there was a little bit of a concern from players. I think that would have affected us, all the Sullivan accusations and allegations that came out, that we don't want to be associated with this. The fact that they've moved quickly and it's now Kretinsky taking over, I think there will be more of a chance. I think there will be more of a chance now of players staying now. They'll see ambition. They'll see, someone that's looking to do things properly, and they'll believe that this club seriously wants to get back in the Premier League. So I think like people like Tatty, I think Fernandez is gone. I know some said they want to keep him, but they're as well said to be offering Wilson a contract, which he's umming and ahhing over. I think he wants to go and get the 100 goals in the Prem, but there's a chance. I think if they offer him more than a year, he might take it. And so now it's important. What happens next? So look, we're going to talk about what we're going to talk about, and follow this stuff and go from there, guys. And yeah, you'll see a lot of us, but it's just happy days. But I just wanted to come and talk about this with you because I'm happy. And now I'm going out with the 12th man guys, and I'm gonna celebrate. Oh my god, yes, I'll be out in London. This is gonna be a celebration. I'll be having some drinks today. I tell you that. I might have to post some stuff on the social medias. It's a celebration, guys. I'm gonna have a good drink. I'm gonna get pissed and celebrate the end of the Sullivan era and the beginning of the Daniel Kretinsky era. Who knows how long Daniel Kretinsky will be here? Maybe he'll pass us on to the next super ambitious people or whatever, or maybe he's in it for the long haul. I don't care. Sullivan's out. So enjoy the sun, enjoy the World Cup, and enjoy the end of Sullivan and his reign at West Ham. One thing left to say, everyone. Come on, you Irons. Come on.